Welcome to the Love Hub channel, where we discuss matters of the heart and give relationship advice to women. In today's episode, we are going to discuss open relationships. Are they harmful? The topic of open relationships is subjective, and we know that this can be very controversial. It can evoke varying opinions and experiences. So while some people find open relationships fulfilling and beneficial, others may perceive them as harmful or challenging. So it's important to approach this subject with an understanding that what works for one person or relationship might not work for another. In some cases, open relationships can have potential challenges and negative consequences that may be perceived as harmful. So we're going to give you a few aspects to consider before you decide on having an open relationship. Now remember, ladies, the Love Hub is a judgment-free zone. We don't judge women here. We are your safe space. Now let's get to the topic. Number 1, consider the emotional complexity. Open relationships involve multiple romantic or sexual partnerships simultaneously. So we're talking about all at the same time. This complexity can lead to emotional challenges because there are so many people involved. Emotional complexity is a significant aspect of open relationships. Engaging in multiple romantic or sexual partnerships simultaneously can bring about a range of emotions that may differ from those experienced in a monogamous relationship. First, there could be jealousy. This is a common emotion that can arise when one partner sees their significant other involved with someone else. And I know you may think, okay, I'm not the jealous type, I'm really open to this, but when more than two people are involved, you just never know. This may stem from fears of being replaced or feelings of insecurity. Open relationships require individuals to address and manage jealousy constructively through open communication, reassurance, and understanding. What about insecurity? The introduction of additional partners can sometimes trigger feelings of insecurity. Individuals may compare themselves to other partners and worry about not being enough for their primary partner. Am I good enough? Am I pretty enough? Am I fascinating enough? It is crucial for open partners to work on building and maintaining their self-esteem and self-worth independently. You must also try to nurture your relationship through effective communication. Then there's also the fear of abandonment that will just complicate things emotionally for everybody involved. When you have multiple partners involved, there might be concerns about one partner developing stronger feelings for someone else and potentially leaving the relationship. So it's essential to address these fears openly and establish a foundation of trust and commitment within the relationship. What about emotional connections? Can they get complicated in open relationships? Does it contribute to the emotional complexity of open relationships? Well, open relationships require navigating the development of emotional connections with multiple partners. So this can lead to a wider range of emotions, including love, attachment, and vulnerability. So it's important to recognize and communicate these feelings to ensure that everyone involved feels seen and supported. Then there's also time management. Balancing time and emotional energy between multiple partners can be extremely challenging, and this can contribute to the emotional complexity of open relationships. So it's important to establish realistic expectations and communicate openly about the time commitments and emotional availability within the relationship. All of this emotional complexity in open relationships may lead some partners to compartmentalize their emotions or their experiences. So being able to separate different romantic or sexual connections and maintain healthy boundaries is crucial to avoid confusion. Addressing emotional complexity in open relationships requires strong communication skills. It also requires empathy and a willingness to explore and understand one's own emotions and those of their partners. It's important for individuals involved in open relationships to continuously check in with themselves and their partners, discussing any emotional challenges that arise and seeking support when needed. Open and honest communication is the key to navigating the emotional complexities of open relationships. Number two, and yes, there is a number two. Communication and boundaries. So, this is another aspect that you may need to consider if you decide to go into an open relationship. Because open relationships require extensive communication, negotiation, and setting clear boundaries. It can be difficult to navigate these conversations effectively, leading to misunderstandings or unmet expectations. So, failing to establish and maintain clear boundaries can result in feelings of betrayal or hurt. Number three, power dynamics. Open relationships may introduce imbalances in power dynamics among partners. One partner may be more successful in finding additional partners or have more free time to invest in new relationships. This discrepancy can create feelings of inequality or resentment, ultimately impacting the overall well-being of the relationship. Number four, increased risk of STIs. Engaging in sexual activities with multiple partners increases the risk of contracting STIs. So it's crucial to practice safe sex and regularly get tested to ensure the health and safety of all individuals involved. Failing to do so can have severe consequences for both physical and emotional well-being. Number five, social stigma and judgment. Open relationships are not yet widely accepted in society, and individuals engaged in such arrangements may face social stigma or judgment from friends, family, or the broader community. Number six, compatibility and relationship goals. Open relationships require a high degree of compatibility, mutual consent, and shared relationship goals. So it's essential that all partners involved have a genuine desire and willingness to explore non-monogamy. If one partner feels coerced or reluctantly agrees to an open relationship, it can lead to resentment and damage the relationship in the long term. It's worth noting that open relationships can also have positive aspects and benefits for some individuals. They can provide opportunities for personal growth, exploration of new connections, and enhanced sexual experiences. But for others, the potential negative consequences may outweigh the benefits. So, in our humble opinion, open relationships can be harmful if not approached with careful consideration. Be safe.